If she had only been ugly.
Taylor, prepare yourself for a different kind of podcast in the sense that I cut deep and I cut hard. So
all right.
Don't, I should have told you to bring a Kleenex box. I know you're very emotional anyway.
I do cry a lot.
You ready to start?
Yeah.
Once we start, you can't go back.
Are there tinkle breaks?
No. If you didn't go to the bathroom yet, you're done.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Hi. Welcome to Dom Irrera live from the Laugh Factory. All right, let's take that again. Hi, this is Dom Irrera live from the Laugh Factory with Taylor Williamson. Taylor.
Hi. Where am I looking?
You can look wherever you want. There's cameras all over the place. You can't hide from these motherfuckers.
Hi, everybody.
Not there. Anywhere but there. There you go. Now you talk. How are you, brother?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I watched this show several times, and I like it, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, good.
It's real life. People say it sounds sarcastic.
You're allowed to be real. I saw you. I hadn't seen you for a while. I saw you on my Breaking Balls show, and you were great. So I was like, that's how things happen.
Thank you.
You know so many comedians, and I see you in the passing at the Comedy Magic Club or wherever I see you, and then I thought, wow, it'd be cool to talk to you, catch up on. I haven't seen you since you won that thing.
Second place.
That's like winning. I mean,
Yeah.
I was up for Comedian of the Year 5 years in a row. Right? I never won. But if I had won, then you can't come back the next year with a limo and bring your family to dinner and everything. So in a way, I won.
Oh, yeah.
What was I going to do? Was it, like he's Comedian of the Year? What the heck,
No, I want my dreams coming true, I just didn't win $1 million.
America's Got Talent. I made a mistake when we were doing. I said stand-up.
You said he was on Last Comic Standing.
Last Comic Standing. But America's Got Talent is much more difficult because you're competing against everybody.
Well,
just comedians.
Right. I'm competing against jugglers and
midgets.
There was little people rappers.
Really?
Yeah. There were not twins.
Who were the judges when you were on it?
You don't hear about the little people rappers, the Native American rappers.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard that so many times. Go ahead.
It's so cliche. The judges were and still are Heidi Klum and Scary Spice from Spice Girls, Mel B, and Howie Mandel and Howard Stern, and Nick Cannon's the host.
They had 4?
4 judges.
Oh, no, sorry. Tell me about the midgets.
They rap. They do a rap called the Rain Dance. I don't know. I hung out with them. They're from Oklahoma.
They were Native Americans?
Yeah.
See, that's the correct way to say it, right? I said to somebody, you're an American Indian, he goes, that's incorrect way to say that.
Really?
I said, what do you always say? He says, Native American. I said, well, how do you feel about like the Redskins being called the Redskins? And I thought it was really going to be real politically correct. How do you feel about Redskins being called the Redskins and Captain Yahoo or Chief Yahoo from Cleveland? He goes, I don't give a fuck. I thought you cared. He goes, nah, not really. Like that was, you know what I mean? Well, he took me down this politically correct path and then didn't give a shit.
One time I met this guy, a cab driver, and he was like an American Indian, whatever. And I choose to say the wrong one now. I didn't know that was the offensive one. Now I want to say that. And he's like, yeah, I lived in Toronto and now I live in Detroit. I'm like, so where are you? What are you? Are you Canadian or American? He's like, I'm Native American. I was like, oh shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, all right, buddy.
They have their own nation.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, though,
I think we could beat them in a fight, though. Their nation against ours.
I thought you were saying you and me versus all the Native Americans.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
They have tomahawks.
They'll scalp you. Ow.
That would hurt.
That's got to be terrible.
That's not just your hair. That's your whole skin, right?
Yeah. Or not your hair. Your hair, that's a haircut.
They'll give you a haircut. That'd be nice. Thanks. Save some money.
So was that fun doing it, or was it nerve-wracking?
It was terrifying, but it was one of those deals where like I had less than nothing going on for me, and I was so desperate I needed it. And the scariest thing was the finale, where it was like live. The audition, like if it goes bad, they're not going to air it. A worst case scenario is to air a clip and make me look bad, but no one will remember it eventually.
Right.
But the finale, the live show, I had to do 2 performances I've never done before. It was things that I couldn't work out live. And I was just going out like, this is either going to be great or I'm going to bomb on national TV in front of millions of people. And it went well because I'm very talented, clearly.
You're very talented.
I'm the second most talented person in America.
Yeah, who was the most talented?
Some Japanese guy.
That's it. Some Japanese guy.
His name's Kenichi. He's
Is he
really
native
good.
Japanese.
Native. He's like a super talented like robot dancer guy.
Oh, one of these.
Yeah, a
Oh,
lot
boy.
and more. He's really
That
good.
was in the 70s. Why would you? I mean,
If you saw it, you'd be amazed. He has
Oh,
like
yeah?
a screen, and like it's like he created his own videos, and he would like it basically he would be a video game and fight against things, but he'd be live in the screen and like he did all this crazy stuff.
so you admit he's more talented than you,
Yeah,
or
but
gimmicky talented anyway.
he people talk shit about him because he's like the one they'll say like you're not even American, and he's like. You voted for me. I didn't ask. He didn't ask once for people to vote for him. I was begging online all day. Please vote for me. I have nothing going for me. Please, I need this. And he didn't like. He wasn't campaigning for winning. And also, he even says he's not the best dancer in the world. He's not the best video creator in the world, or the best choreographer, whatever. But he can put it all together and make something special.
So him ended up being friendly.
Yeah, you know.
You ever have dinner with him?
Yeah. Oh no, we toured for 2 months together.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. And
I was kidding. That's great.
No, he's my buddy. He's
What's his
Japanese. Kenichi. Look him up. Look up Kenichi on YouTube, and you'll be like, all right, this guy's pretty good. He's,
Oh, I'm sure he's good.
yeah, I'm really happy for him.
That's good that you got that. What are you doing?
I was being sad.
Oh, I thought you were looking at notes.
No, I got things to talk about with Dom. I wrote it in black though on my
thought you
black
had-
shoes.
I thought you had like bits you were gonna do. Don't you do bits on my show?
Hey, ask me how my dog is doing.
You know what I wanted to ask you? Besides this America's Got Talent stuff, you have a dog, right? How's your dog doing?
My dog died a couple years ago. I don't know why you asked me that.
Oh, well, because what I meant was how was it doing until he died?
Oh, she was good until the last like few months.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. What killed her?
Her heart was too big.
Oh, she gave too much.
I mean, it sounds like that.
She really had an enlarged heart.
Yeah.
That's sad.
We're not supposed to be funny. We're talking about sad things, right?
Yeah, no, don't be funny. Well, I wouldn't want to break the rhythm of the show. You'd be the first one. You've seen some of the duds I've had on this show.
Ugh.
That Andy Kindler, that son of a bitch.
The only reason I wore pants is because I bet he wears shorts. Andy Kindler's super. Watch his episode, everybody.
His pasty white Jewish legs.
I have the same legs. I'm just covering them.
And it's good to see her back at the Laugh Factory. You were saying that you were afraid of Jamie.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Sir.
But you said when right when we were here.
That must have been some other guy.
No, it was definitely you.
I don't know what you're talking
You're the
about.
only one here. What are you calling me? You calling me a liar?
You're silly.
Did you ever see the Jerky Boys? What are you calling me a liar? No, you said Wednesday. No, I said Tuesday. You ever hear that one? Anyway,
It must have been one of the.
what's your relationship like with Jamie?
Oh, a dear friend of mine. I love the Laugh Factory, and I love performing here. It's an honor every time.
You're so full of shit. You told me you were glad to be back.
All right,
here.
all right. Yeah, like I mean, this is like.
Why are you hanging me out the dry? Why are you throwing me under the proverbial bus?
You're under the bus. I'm driving over you with the bus
Stupidest
too.
fucking saying I've ever heard.
What does it mean?
I don't. Well, I mean, it's like somebody's kind of ratting you out or something, but it's so stupid because who could throw somebody under a bus? What kind of Herculean friends do you have that could lift you and toss you?
But you have to get them under. Like, what if the bus is so low that you have to fit a body under the bus too?
Yeah, you could just get smashed. Are you smashing me? I don't
You
know.
could throw someone in front of the bus.
I like that.
The moving bus.
Throw me in front of the bus.
The moving bus.
Whoever made that up, they should stop with the cliches.
What if you throw someone under a bus? The bus isn't moving. It's just annoying. Like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Just get on the bus, will you? Stop doing that.
But I like that. My first time ever performing here was like almost 10 years ago. In like 04 when I moved here. I started comedy in 03 in San Diego. And then I moved here in 04 to go to college and to do comedy, really. And
I met you around then, right?
I met you when I was 19 at the Comedy Magic Club.
Yeah.
And that's
Who was your manager then? Somebody came in with you.
I was. He didn't come in, but I was with Alex Murray, and you both spoke very highly of each other.
Yeah, good guy, Alex Murray.
Yeah.
You ever see him anymore?
We talked on the phone recently, but I haven't seen him in a couple
Is he
years.
still managing?
Yeah. Oh, he's doing great.
Oh, good.
He's doing amazing.
Good. He deserves.
He's got a beautiful wife. He's got 2 kids. He's
Really?
he's got a great life going for him.
Good.
Yeah. But
He still manages people.
yeah.
It's hard to believe. I mean, he didn't make us superstars. All the talent we have.
Did you work with him too?
Yeah, that's
why you knew each other. Oh, wow.
Yeah, typical of my career. Every time I went with somebody, they put me on like some assistant who just started, and that was Alex. But he was such a good guy. I stayed there.
That was my life until like a few months ago.
Who are you with now?
So industry. I'm working with Michael Rodenberg and Olivia Gerke at 3 Yards.
Michael Rotenberg, yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he's been around. He's a good man.
Yeah, he's funny. I got in a series, right, and Michael wanted to jump on board with me to represent me. All of a sudden, he wanted to represent me.
That's how it works.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got fired from a series that was written for me. This is typical of show business, right? I mean, it ended up sucking and never went anywhere. It was this fucking hack writer who was part of a writing team on Taxi, but he wasn't the funny guy. He was a structure guy. So he knew how. Anyways, long story short, Michael wanted to represent me. I got fired from the pilot. Michael didn't represent me anymore. That's show business.
We're sharing all the same managers temporarily. This
I know,
is great.
but you know what? If anybody can get you something, he will. And he's an aggressive, smart guy.
Yeah,
Not the most loyal of friends, but I wish him the best.
He's been good, really cool to me. I have like my friend. Here's what's cool. I'm 10
Do you
years
want to
in.
write too?
Yeah, I mean, I have a script and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I want to do all that stuff. And what I've learned is my 10 years in this business is the people I've had bad.
Like grizzled veteran 10 years.
I know it's nothing, but it's a little
something.
bit.
Yeah, you should be
It's
good
cute,
at 10 years.
I'm ready for everything now. If I had gotten this exposure early on, like I wanted a Disney Channel sitcom when I was 18 doing stand-up,
Yeah.
And Alex wouldn't let me. Which, you know what, is maybe for the best, because I wouldn't be here. I might be like a guy who had his thing.
No, he got one of his other clients that. I know what you're talking about. For more
He's
money.
like, Taylor, you don't want this. And then but now I'm ready for stuff, and I have scripts ready to go, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But when I wasn't making any money for my agent manager, they didn't do anything for me. But now that I'm making money, it's a lot easier they want to work harder for me because it means.
Well, yeah, it's also easier to work when you have a product to sell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So-
Excuse me. What are you going to say? I got a guy who could be funny, but he's not getting paid yet.
Right.
That's hard.
It's
In their defense. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't really want to work for you because they all want money. But they're just trying to get they're going to work hardest for the people that can make them the richest. They're in it for money. They're not in it as altruist. I just care about this kid, and I don't know why. If something happens, it happens. Although Jamie is my manager.
Oh yeah.
And he really is altruistic in that sense because he just don't give a fuck. You can't buy him. You can't. I got to say, as much as I cut him up, he's so above the fray as far as like he couldn't. It's like and I got to say, Mitzi was like that. When Mitzi was like, show business just didn't faze her.
I heard an amazing Mitzi story of her not caring about money or good things for her club. There's a million of them, but I heard that Gilbert Gottfried or American Express wanted to do a campaign at the Comedy Store. American Express works everywhere, including the Comedy Store, the world famous Comedy Store, Sunset Boulevard, and they wanted to use Gilbert Gottfried, but he wasn't a paid regular. He wasn't allowed to perform there. And she was like, no, I'm not going to let you. She refused a free national commercial.
How's it going to hurt? Yeah. That's going to hurt getting that exposure all over the world. Well, there's a couple Comedy Stores around the world.
They stole the name, though.
Yeah, they just stole the whole thing.
That's what you do. Is you go to another country and just...
The London guy said to me, he goes, what do I give a fuck? What's you going to do, sue me? I'm in London. He said that with an English accent. That wasn't an impression. And then in Sydney, where I'm performing soon.
Oh, yeah?
They have. They also did the same thing.
It's a good business model. If you see something that works really well and has a good name, do another country where they can't get you.
It doesn't really hurt over here. It's nobody's going into the one in Sydney going, maybe we should go to the one in Hollywood.
I'm going to open up a McDonald's in Japan.
They probably have them.
No.
Yes, they do.
You don't know.
They don't have them?
They probably have a lot of them.
You're doing a bit.
They probably don't have Panera Bread.
I want to talk about your timing. Seriously, you have really interesting timing. It's like, and I don't want to say it's old school, but it's very interesting to see somebody who takes their time, doesn't shout and doesn't dance, and doesn't, and I don't have any particularly kind of stand up that, I don't like people that are too loud all the time. Although I love Sam Kinison, but he would build it. You know, he would go, I talk low and then scream. You know, but like some guys think that energy is loudness, but you have such a relaxed demeanor. Because I thought, you know, who might have fucking judged? But when I saw you last week, you improved so much since last time I wrote.
Thank you.
You know, when do I get a chance to see a whole set?
Right.
You know, other than my show when I'm watching the guys, so that I can talk about it if there's something interesting in his set or whatever. You know. But you just take your time so much; it's a riot.
Oh, thank you.
It's like you're in the middle of a storm, and then here you are, the voice of calm. You know.
Well, I never understood why people yell into microphones. Like, to me, I'm like, every time I see a comedian like screaming into the microphone,
Yeah.
I want to be like, sir, I want to be time out, everybody. Sir, the reason the microphone is
It's
here,
already amplified.
it does that for you. Like,
Yeah.
no. And he'd be like, no, I got to scream. No, you don't understand.
You don't. You don't have to scream.
But, I mean, you know what? I think when I was like a child, I wonder why I'm not a physical comedian and stuff, because I see someone like Chris D'Elia, who I think is wonderful, and
Yeah.
it's just not my. I'm me, he's him, whatever. We all have our styles. But like I was at the airport when I was a kid. I hated stand-up comedy. I hated music and stand-up comedy, which it's just crazy. It's just I hate things like that. But
It's amazing when some people hate music. I can understand
I was a
stand-up
child.
comedy.
I mean, who hates music? You can't hate, but I did because I thought
I had a
that's
philosophy teacher that hated music.
like an adult.
An adult.
He wasn't a
I
child?
had no respect for him. I didn't. I had no respect for him when he said he hated music.
Well, hating stand-up comedy is the same thing. I like in New York City and in the middle of Times Square, there's all these people that hand out, but it's a comedy show, buy tickets to comedy show. They're not even comedians. They're just people like Comedy Central Showcase. Dave Chappelle's going to be there. Sarah Silverman. They're called Barkers, you know? And I met two people who say they hate stand-up comedy. I say, why? Because the people in Times Square who sell tickets.
Yeah.
They're not us. They're the people selling tickets. But when
It's like saying you hate whores because of the guys that pass out those pamphlets in Vegas. Those little cards when guys with their family. How fucking stupid are they? Guys with his 2 kids and his wife. Hey, you want to check it out? You know,
I think it's more I hate sex than I hate whores.
probably.
I think
No, but I never heard that before. And I know that they used to do that at the Laugh Factory in Times Square.
it's
where
out of control. They lie about the lineups. They're just scoundrels. They're awful
geez.
people. And then there's comedians who are just starting out. I remember there's comedians who are like adult. I remember this 40-year-old guy who was like a lawyer who's starting stand up. He had to stand outside for 2 hours in the snow to get for 8 minutes of stage time. The show would get canceled sometimes. I would ride the train for 45 minutes to the show and it would get canceled. I'd be like, oh, my night's ruined. He was working all day and then trying to get
that's
stage
horrible.
time. And he doesn't get paid either.
We've talked about that a number of times in this show about the people that stand outside on Tuesdays.
I've done that.
You did?
Yeah. Well, first, let me say
Here?
Yeah. Oh, back in the day. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know you ever struggled. I thought you just went right to the top.
Oh, you're very kind. Are you being serious?
I didn't. I thought that you had people. First time I met you, you already had like representatives.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that part of your life. I thought maybe you had your struggling days in San Diego.
No, I mean,
Did you do the Comedy Store there?
that's where I started. And
Really? Did I know you?
No, I never. They were never supportive to me. Like, I was
You
like,
didn't work there, like literally worked for them.
no, I mean, Tommy in LA was actually good to me. Like when I was 18, 19. Who cares? He would say it's 21 and up, and he would say, just don't talk about your age, and we'll let you hang out, which is really special for a young
Yeah.
comic to get to go and sit in the back and watch
Very cool,
the greatest comedians. You know, I remember you on some nights. There's some really funny stuff. Like it's so special. Like I was just at 18, I could just sit in the back of the Improv Comedy Store and just watch the best comics. And but then I never became a paid regular at the Comedy Store until like a few months ago.
Really?
10 years.
Paid regular? That's funny.
And they were mean to me in La Jolla. I'm a 17-year-old kid, and like
Yeah.
I remember like the manager was like 32, and he was asked him to pass me because I was like here's how I never understood this. I'm better than everybody else is doing, which doesn't mean anything. Better than the other like best of San Diego.
Right.
I work hard. I appreciate it, and I get lots of laughs, and I work whatever. Why don't I get passed? Oh, you gotta hang out more and all this stuff. I'm like, well, I said like, can you watch my set? And
Why don't you get pissed?
Huh?
No, you said, why do I get paid?
Why do I not? Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand, like, the whole, like, it's not about talent, it's about all this other stuff too, especially when it's like a little, like,
Click.
yeah, a little, like, when the manager's a comedian and like,
Oh yeah, that's always dangerous.
I asked him to watch me and he was like, I'm 32, I've been working this show for 8 years, you think I'm just going to pass some 17-year-old kid? I'm like, well, that has nothing to do with anything. I'm sorry your life is horrible, but can you watch me? And then,
so you got a miserable life. Don't take it out on me.
yeah, I'm trying to not have your life. And, but I want to say, like, the reason I hated comedians, I was not I'm scared off of being like physical, and it's hurt me in acting auditions and stuff. Like my 10 of like when someone's like be really animated, my 10 is like a normal person's like 3, you know.
Right.
But I was I think this is one of the things. I was at the airport when I was like 9 or 10. I saw this guy at the front of the line to get on the plane. He was like, I'm a comedian. I'm a stand-up comedian. And he's all like, ah.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, I hate this guy so much. I hate him. So now when I see people like Chris D'Elia, he does everything that I want to not like. This is a compliment, by the way. I mean, it's like
I know
I
where
see
you're
him,
going.
like he's like a cool guy doing. You're cool. You had sex in high school. Why are you here? I'm sure you had lots of sex in high school, or with lots of sex with high school girls since then.
High school girls.
But like, if you're super cool, I don't want to see cool. You're super cool, and he's physical, but he's really funny and he's a really good dude. But I want to not like.
But he's got a
style.
swagger about him. I mean, so does
He's confident.
Brian Callen.
Yeah,
But,
he's a good guy too.
Yeah, there are guys, but they use the physicality as part of their acting thing, and they don't. It's just not extraneous stuff just to get attention,
Right.
You know.
But there's a lot of those. When I see someone like and like putting their mouth on the microphone, I'm just like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Well, they're desperate.
I mean, I'm desperate too, though. I'm extremely insecure, but I deal with it in different ways, and also it's very vulnerable. It sucks enough when I try out a joke and no one laughs at it, but at least I can be like, blah blah blah. Here's my joke. Nothing. Okay, that sucked a lot. But if I go, here's my joke, and like a 10-minute act out and the yelling and jumping, and I'm sweating, and people go, we didn't like you. I'm like, I feel like a huge piece of shit.
So you'd rather fail with a very mild tone.
Yeah, which is
an understatement failure.
Which is very. I don't take risks. It's very sad. Maybe
you don't take risk.
I mean, I don't take a big. I would like to be more.
Where have you been working since America's Got Talent?
I've been on the road nonstop. Like after.
When did you do this?
I auditioned originally April of last year, 2013.
When did it air?
And the first audition aired in May. So there was the first audition around.
So it's very recent.
Yeah, well, the show ended in September, end of July to
cool.
September.
You got all that exposure.
Yeah, man. Like
that's great.
Thanks, man. The live shows at Radio City Music Hall were like that was like 2 months of my life, and that was unbelievable. And then we did a 2-month theater tour with me and the dancer and the magician and the singer and the.
It's funny, huh?
Oh my gosh, I got to perform the Greek Theater and like MGM Garden Arena where I saw Hulk Hogan wrestle.
Where's that at?
In Vegas.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, like Kanye West and Floyd Mayweather fights there, and like.
Yeah, I think Streisand was there for New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah.
The Millennium.
Oh, okay.
You know, not that I would go see her. You couldn't drag me to fucking Streisand, but that's a different story.
Would you not see her if she? So I was like free passes, Barbara Streisand.
No.
Have you been?
No, I just.
I feel like I couldn't say no to that.
You know what?
For Barbara.
I think that she's great, and I think she was very funny in the movies. But I wouldn't go out to see her. I mean, I wouldn't go out to see most people.
But like, I'm not a NASCAR guy. But if someone's like, "Hey, do you want to go to the big NASCAR event?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah."
Who would you go see? Well, you go see a lot of people if there was free tickets, huh?
Not a lot of stand up. I've said no. I've turned down. I almost didn't go see Tony Clifton when he was there. And
that's annoying.
I know, but I'm such a comedy nerd, you know.
Yeah.
Like.
I would go see Eminem.
Oh, okay.
Eminem, I'd pay to see.
For stand up, I've lost it because like I've been in it so much.
Oh,
that,
I
like,
wouldn't. There's no stand up I would pay to see.
Right? Is it not anyone in the history of time that you haven't seen that you would pay to see? I mean, hypothetically, you know.
Well, you know, Woody Allen, if he ever did stand up, but he's not going to do stand up now at this age, especially with all the stuff that he has stacked against him. You know, I mean, he'd be an open target if he went up on stage now.
Have you worked with him ever?
No. Oh. The only time I met him one time in Madison Square Garden Executive Suites, and he told me he really liked my work.
Oh my gosh,
which was cool. And he didn't look at me; he looked at my lapel. Really like your work.
That's so rad.
It is cool, yeah.
We were talking the other night, or you were talking to someone the other night, and I was listening. We were talking about how you were hanging out with Robert De Niro, and then Bradley Cooper is like, "Oh, Dom, I love you."
Oh, Robert De Niro's Hotel. Yeah, I did a reading with De Niro and Renee Zellweger, who's really, really fucking cool, funny, beautiful. I actually turned into Woody Allen when she said to me, we did this reading. It was Chaz Palminteri. Who's that blonde-haired guy? Gaffigan. Gaffigan was doing, a Jim, right?
Yeah.
He was doing like the other parts, like parts to fill in, and I played De Niro's brother. And Sean Penn was directing. It's like a name dropper special. It was, and I was thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? But anyway, at the end, Renee and I hit it off, and she said to me, she hollers down the steps. She goes, "I hope to get to work with you someday, babe." And I went. I literally went to myself. She called me babe, and I didn't know she was involved with Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know Bradley Cooper, and I was drinking with him all night, and we were talking about the Eagles and all kinds of Philly stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because Zach Galifianakis, another name drop, was there, and he's so fucking funny. Because I busted his balls so much over the years. I love the guy, and I used to always say, like, when he would take his notes on stage, I'd be hosting. I go, Zach's going to take his notes like he's a fucking creative genius. It's all the same shit. Believe me, I've seen him, and he fucking laughed. And he said, he hollers across the room. Instead of coming over and saying hi, he goes, "Dom, I didn't recognize you. You got so old." I deserved,
You know what's so special about being in LA early on or any time in your career, but like getting to, you were always so cool to me when I was younger. Well, I thought you didn't like me at first, though. Can I tell you that?
I don't know why you thought that.
I don't know if I told you that, but
I think you did tell me that.
Because I auditioned at the Comedy Magic Club, which is like a legendary club in LA, and like and I'm in the green room. And
I'm there in June.
Oh, check out Tom in June at the Comedy Magic Club.
I'll also be in Kilkenny for 2 weeks.
That's rad. That's really cool.
I'll be in Kilkenny the weeks the Cat Laugh Comedy Festival. Very cool.
I won't be there.
I'll be in Chicago at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, okay.
In May.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was trying to speak negatively about you.
Bring it on, man. Bring it on.
You called me a kike.
A kike? I didn't even use that word.
You just said it.
Oh, yeah, I said it. Was repeating what you said.
What did I say?
You said you called me a kike. I'm not really anti-Semitic. I was thinking about the things, because even I get certain things when I'm in traffic. Yeah. I get aggravated at certain groups, but I never had a problem with the Jews. I always respected them, their hard work ethic and all that, and their creative ability.
Is Jamie a Jew? I can never figure that out.
Yeah,
I know he
he's
loves
Jewish.
Jews. Are you sure he's Jewish?
No, I'm not sure anything about him. He's such a pathological liar.
I think he loves Jews.
He's not from Tijuana. No, he's Jewish.
You know where I get in traffic?
He's Iranian Jew who lived in Israel, then came here.
So he's from Iran.
He's
That's
from
what
Iran.
you mean by Iranian, right?
No, he's not. He's Persian.
Oof.
Whew. Oof. You know what I mean?
I didn't know about Persian Jews till I moved to LA. I learned so much.
Yeah.
Here was the first time. I was bombing here on the Persian night show.
Really?
And I'm talking about something about being Jewish. Like, I barely referenced it. And then, I was like, is anyone here Jewish? And then everyone raised their hand. I'm like, what? All these Kardashians?
They were Jewish?
I thought they were all Armenians. But
oh, well, that's so racist and narrow-minded of you. No wonder I hated you. So I was mean to you, really?
No. But so I auditioned. Oh, by the way, in traffic, when I get... Have you noticed this? This is not a bit. It's real life. But
it could be a bit. You're allowed.
I mean, it's kind of bitty, but it's like life. But anytime someone cuts me off or they're speed, someone's being an obnoxious driver, when I look over to see what they are, every time it makes sense.
It's an Asian woman.
And like, of course, no. Of course, it's a woman driver. Of course, it's an old man. Of course, it's a black guy. Whatever. Of course, it's a white guy. It's like, oh yeah, of course. It's always yeah.
It all adds up.
But so I auditioned at the Comedy Magic Club, and you were so nice to me. And then,
was that the night you auditioned? The night I met you?
Yeah, Arnie Adams was there too, and I was late. I feel like such a piece of shit. The club is like an hour from LA, and
in traffic.
Well, traffic, and I was late, and I felt so bad. It's a horrible first impression.
What an attitude! You're late for your audition.
I know, but you know how it is. You're studying. Even here, I was 15 minutes on time for this. 10 years in, that stuff's still important to me, And I don't know, 10 years nothing.
We appreciate it, don't we, boys?
Thank you, everybody.
My brain trust upstairs. Josiah, don't leave me. Don't leave me alone with Kevin.
Josiah, I think your hair is great. Dom hates it. I love it. So then
It's a coif. It's actually a coif. It looks like a hairdo of a woman in the 40s.
Usually only use words to describe hair that I've never heard before.
Coif?
Coif?
Coif. Quaff, I think it is. Look it up.
Isn't that what girls do with?
No, that's something else. You pig. That's. You know what felching is?
Go on.
You know what it is? Do you know what felching is, guys? That's disgusting.
It sounds like it.
Oh, it's
Is something girls do? Is it like cooking?
Well, it doesn't have to be girls, but it's disgusting.
I'll look it up. I'll ask my mom.
You don't want to be the felcher or the felchie, as far as I'm concerned.
You're gonna get a call from my mom.
You gonna ask your mom? Yeah, let me ask her. I'll call her.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, hell.
She hot, your mom?
All right.
No, is she hot or not?
You know what? My mom.
She busty?
You could be on my. You want to be my stepdad?
I would love to adopt you. Take you around on the road with me. You can close the show.
I love that.
You can close the shows. I don't give a fuck.
I like how you acting like you're doing me a favor. I like, hey, you can follow me. Good luck, buddy. Have fun with that. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah. I see. I get it.
I thought, a lot of times people want to close the show. I don't give a fuck. I go on before the show, do a meet and greet, and get out of there. Hey, how you doing? Let me give you your joke for the night. I'm out.
Closing's the worst. The closing is when
opening and closing is.
Sure.
The middle fucking spot is the cushy spot.
In comedy,
stand-up comedy.
In comedy, like I don't know why. The host is the newer guy, opening guy. Then he brings up a middle guy. There's a little bit more time. Host gets 10 minutes. Middle guy is like 20, 25 minutes, and then that's the best spot. And then the headline you do an hour, but they're dropping checks at the end of your set.
Yeah.
So do you do Q&A or anything? What do you do in the?
No, I don't do Q&A. I'll do something like that if it opens up. I try and play it like sometimes I do like standard, regular stand-up set, and sometimes it's more open. But I like when the host is a star. Like I learned that in Boston. In Boston, back in the 80s, they used to have like Dennis Leary night and Don Gavin night and Steve Sweeney night, all these great comedians, and the host was the star, and he had people on his show, and like Russell Peters, we were just talking about Russell. Like I was on his show in Montreal. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
He sells a lot of tickets. He's got a great crowd.
Yeah.
You
host your show. A lot of people, they do their night. They just headline it, but Dom hosts it.
Well, I like hosting it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's your show.
Yeah, and I like the idea of hosting, and also having the interview, and I also love on a pussy level the idea of bailing. You can bail when something doesn't work. All right, you guys ready for more? It's like, because I'm out of here. I'm gonna rewrite that joke, But I enjoy it.
Oh, this is how I thought you didn't like me. So I did the set, and I hate listening to podcasts. And then they start talking about something, and then they change the subject. I'm like, what happened? I want to know.
Oh, yeah. Because it's not scripted.
I'm sure everyone listening is like, but Taylor,
tell us.
We need to know.
Tell us where you thought Dom hated you.
So Richard, the booker there, he called my manager Alex. He said Taylor was really great. He said whore. Oof.
Are you serious?
Because they have like an unspoken thing of like being clean.
Until you're really big. Gary Shandling doesn't have that
Bobby
rule.
Slayton doesn't have it. Daniel Tosh
Joe Rogan doesn't have it.
Carlin didn't have it,
No.
But I was never told that, but I never, whatever.
Well,
but
whore is not a dirty word.
I don't know.
It's a slang word for prostitute.
We love whores here. Shout out to whores.
Yeah, give it up for the whores.
Whores?
Whores.
And then, but then they said that Dom Irrera says that he did a Ronnie Shakes bit.
I did?
Yeah. And then
what bit?
But I don't think it was hey, that kid stole a joke.
Why would I fucking know? Was it No Hablar Español?
Yeah.
Really?
But it's
the only Ronnie Shakes bit I know.
But I really looked into it because like the worst thing you want is
you wouldn't even know Ronnie Shakes.
No,
you couldn't possibly have stolen from him.
But then I got a DVD of Johnny Carson, like people doing Tonight Show.
Oh, he did it on Tonight Show.
But it was the same punchline but different joke. Okay. But I dropped the joke because it wasn't worth it. You know
what was
I mean?
the joke when you're in?
And also, it's like I dropped the joke. It's probably it should have been Taylor shouldn't do that joke because it's just stupid.
I'm sorry I ratted you out. I didn't even remember that.
No. The reason I came here was to tell you. You know what? Fuck you, Dom.
Wow, he's out of here.
I'm sorry,
We got physical. Did you see him get
Please
up?
please don't tell Jamie I dropped the microphone. Please, I need this.
How are they going to tell him? They don't even know him.
Tweet him at Jamie.
At Jamie, no, at laughfactory.com. I'm at Dom Irrera. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm
at Dom Irrera. And for those of you, I might, because I'm going to post this. There's a lot of I have a lot of teenage fans. And if you guys
do?
don't, yeah, it's really cool. It's
That's
really special
great.
to me. And Dom Irrera is a legitionary comedian.
Yeah, I am. Legend.
And you should look him up and watch his comedy. You know what's cool about you is that we're talking about I don't know, we're kind of talking about something like this, but there's comics who are watch your HBO half hour from, what year is that from?
89.
89. Have you watched?
First one.
If you watch a lot, he had multiple.
I didn't mean it like that. You're nailing me left and right, kid. Jeez.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
That's what Jews do to other people's saviors. We nail them. That was Easter joke.
Jews are just Italians who actually graduated from real college.
I dropped out of college.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so finish your thought.
I have 9 thoughts I
You
haven't
keep leaving
finished.
thoughts out.
I don't know. I have ADD. I apologize for everything.
Just a sweeping apology for being yourself.
Yeah, really.
Did you just wipe your mouth on your sleeve?
I got some water.
What person does that?
What am I supposed to do? Do you have a quaff for me? Do you have a?
See, now you're making fun of my archaic language. I speak Old English.
Do you
I came from an Elizabethan neighborhood in Philadelphia. You'd know that,
Do you have a felch for me to wipe this off?
Felch. That's another one.
So it sounds like you got some felch on your face.
That's not felch. It's
Schmutz.
jizz. Jizz from my monkey. I was blowing my monkey before I came here. Brushed my teeth. What? Well,
What does that even mean? I don't even know what.
How did it all go so awry?
I don't even know what that. I don't even know what that can mean.
Doesn't mean anything. I was kidding. We do a thing called kidding on this show.
Blowing my monkey.
Well, yeah, it was just a joke. I didn't blow him. I just jerked him off.
You know what? Did he thank you?
In his own way. In his own lovable little monkey way.
Monkeys are cool until they attack you. They
They're
rip your
fucking
face
horrible
off.
animals. Terrifying.
Yeah.
I remember my father. What an uncaring, miserable human being. He left me downstairs alone with a squirrel monkey, and when the monkey saw that I was alone with him, he tortured me. He was going. I was fucking terrified. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to run. I didn't know where to go. If I ran outside, I was too small. I was afraid somebody'd take me and use me for their own pleasure. No, but it was horrible.
This is a real story?
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for the. Oh, but
It was a squirrel monkey, and it was just going.
How did he have a squirrel monkey?
He owned a monkey. My father.
In Philly?
Yeah.
You just have a monkey?
This was my grandmother had a bakery on 9th Street in Philly. You know where Rocky runs?
Yeah.
Where, Rock and
I've done that run before.
Sylvester Stallone. I've seen you. It's beautiful.
We went on a field trip. We had to do it.
Did you really?
They made us run up the steps.
Well, this is before that when he's running through the marketplace.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay.
And my grandparents had a bakery, Irrera's Bakery, on that marketplace.
Oh, wow.
On 9th Street. And I'll never forget he left me down there alone with that fucking monkey. What an idiot.
Why is there a monkey? I mean, that's horrible that happened, but I'm more impressed that he had a monkey.
You care more about why he had a monkey than my safety? That the fucking thing could have bit my face off?
The traumatic event is horrible.
Did you ever see the chimp that bit that lady's face off?
So I'm talking about he ripped, yeah.
And the woman defended the monkey, defended the chimp.
Well, the owner died, right?
Oh, she did?
The owner, there's different stories, but there's a famous one. This lady had a chimp for 20 years, and then the owner died, but then the lady, her friend, her face was ripped off.
Oh, I thought she was just minding it.
I don't know. This is probably a different monkey story.
How many chimp stories can there be?
Well, you got 4.
Chimps aren't monkeys anyway, are they?
I mean,
I think they're primates or whatever. They're not. I don't think they're monkeys. They're ape. They're from the ape family. I think.
I don't know. Can we get our monkey expert?
We got a
Wikipedia monkey. The point is, Dom, it's really rude.
No, I want to make sure we get a full hour in with you.
Are we doing okay?
I'm doing great.
Am I doing good? Give me honest feedback. I feel
You're
I'm
doing
not
terrifically, don't you think? I mean, give it up.
Thanks.
Taylor Williamson.
Thank you.
Williamson.
I'm not like
most non-Jewish name I've ever heard.
Thank you. I hide it for Hollywood purposes.
Yeah, they're much maligned Jewish people in Hollywood. They'll never get a break out of here.
I truly thought being Jewish would help. My mom's a Goldberg. My father's not Jewish, so my mom is. I really thought being Jewish would help me. No one cares. I missed it 50 years ago.
Because they're trying to hire real Jews, not half Jews.
You know, Jews don't want to hire Jews.
No, that's not true.
I'll
Look
tell
at
you
Larry
this.
David. His whole cast is Jewish.
Well, you're right. Jews want to hire Jews. All right, let me rephrase that. You're right. Touche.
Don't you fucking holler out Spanish colloquialisms or whatever.
Did you just felch me? Is that what that means?
I didn't felch you.
Did you felch me?
I pulled your merkin off.
Oh,
You know what a merkin is?
I'm American.
No, a merkin.
Do
Do you know what merkin is? Do you know?
I ultimately go to joke is I'm American.
No, I know. I heard the joke.
I wish I did.
What was it?
I can't think of another backup.
Merkin.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
A merkin is this is a great one. I don't know what's happened to the show. It's a hairpiece, a pubic hairpiece. Seriously. They put it on, I guess if they don't have enough hair that they want, they put it over their what's the medical term, twat or cock. Suck that cock. We're watching.
Robert Schimmel had a great bit about that stuff.
Robert Schimmel had a lot of great bits.
When he was talking about going through cancer, and that's a great comic to look up, everybody.
Boy, Schimmel? Oh, fucking the best dirty comic I've ever seen.
He was such a sweetheart to me, too.
Yeah.
Andy Kilner was great to me. It really stands out because, you're
It
like,
does. You remember that
for
shit.
real. Zach Galifianakis, when I was young, like it means so much for, someone that you look up to.
Mark Maron said something very nice. Go ahead. I'll finish your thought.
Not about me.
No. It's just a nice thing. I said, thanks for doing the show. He said, Dom, I'll do anything for you. You were always good to me. When I was a doorman, you were good to me. I said, well, you should be, But
I don't get. I mean, it's different when a big time comedian comes to say something nice. That's different than someone just being good to you, I feel like life. Be nice to people. 1, because they're human beings. 2 through 10, because they're human beings. 3, 11, whatever. You never know who you're not being nice to or where they're gonna be one day.
Right? Yeah. But I don't do it for that.
No, but because you're a good person. But it means so much when there's some shitty veteran comic came up to me and thought I was funny or said something nice. I'd be like, huh. Or give me the time of day. At the bar, you would talk to me. I've seen at the Improv. There's a bar. There's guys who hang out who are cool guys, and then they don't want to talk to anybody. But Dom would be like, hey, what's up? And he remember just my name and just it means the world.
Yeah, I always thought David Spade handled himself well. You would never know that he is so incredibly successful.
Yeah.
By the way, his nonchalant, blasé, semi-sarcastic, intelligent attitude is.
Yeah.
He's just floating through life, and you never know this guy's a fucking billionaire. I don't know what he is, but he's had more hit series in a row,
He produces on them too.
Oh, he's incredible.
Yeah.
But he comes in. He did the podcast. He was great.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He was funny on the podcast.
I don't know how to what's weird is trying to be funny
You don't
when
have to
there's
try. You're naturally funny.
Oh, you're nice.
Just don't do your act. That's the only thing I don't like about you. Your work.
Be like me though.
I like you as a person. But your act, you gotta lose it. I'm telling you.
Well, that's why I do Ronnie Shakes bits.
Yeah. Right. We do people who's passed away in the '80s bits. That's
kind of a brilliant idea though.
Yeah. Go back and look at their tapes.
Find people who were amazing, but they're not well known now, and you just have hours of material.
I know. I think of Richard Jenny. What a brilliant fucking writer he was. Jeez.
Yeah.
He's got bits out there. I'm sure some young comedians would love to have.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
I mean, yes. I mean, The Mask was the first time I ever saw him.
I'm talking about his stand-up.
But right. I saw one of his specials.
He was good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You ever do casinos?
I've done a few.
Not on your tour though. I would think the casinos
on the America's Got Talent theater tour.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing clubs mostly. But on that whole.
You got any clubs coming up in about 4 weeks?
Yeah. If you go to TaylorWilliamson.com, I'm on tour nonstop.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool but horrible.
I know.
I had nothing a year ago. I was literally about to work at Starbucks. When you said I was spoiled, I I felt like I was spoiled early on in ways where I never had to get a real day job. I've always been able to pay my bills doing comedy. Even like my bills would be, I'd make $10,000 in a year and get by though. You know what I mean?
How much?
10,000. You know what I mean?
You can get by on 10,000.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would live like a homeless man.
Right.
So, but then one year I had a cool year, which is out of poverty. But for me,
how much did you make on America's Got Talent?
like zero.
No.
On for real. Last Comic Standing pays you per episode. America's Got Talent pays zero. But
You're
now
kidding.
I make money now. You know.
Wow.
But they're categorized as a game show.
That's incredible. They can't give you like $10,000. It's nothing to them.
No. And The Voice, second place gets for Final Four. They get cars and stuff, and the other shows they get $100,000 for second place. But whatever. I mean, they made my dreams come true. But what was I? I was talking about something. I don't know.
Felching, Merkins, Quaff.
I was saying how like when I started out, I don't know, casinos. I did Atlantic City.
What'd you do? As a
I bet you were there. I saw so many posters for comedians there.
I'm at the Trop in August.
No,
in the big room. It's great. They already have like an electric billboard of me up.
Oh yeah,
it's very nice. Yeah,
I did Harrah's a lot as a comic. The improv there.
Harrah's was good. My favorite's the Trop though, because I used to work the Sands and they tore that down. That was where Sinatra played and all.
Yeah,
that was really kind of historic.
Yeah,
historic Atlantic City. But since I'm the happiest at the Trop.
I've never had fun performing in Vegas. I was performing.
This is Atlantic City.
Okay.
I draw much better in Atlantic City than in Vegas because I'm East Coast. You know.
Isn't it? Do you remember the switch from when people started coming to see you versus just coming to see a comedy show?
Yeah.
It's weird. Like
it's much easier.
Oh my gosh! Like because people don't.
They give you the benefit of the doubt.
They're happy to be there.
They already know they're gonna laugh. They're not judging you.
You know what was the weirdest thing from my experience was America's Got Talent, Radio City Music Hall, thousands of people. As the show went on, people knew who I was more and more. Then doing the tour for 2 months, performing to thousands of people was amazing. Like it was too good to be true. Then I got my first paid regular spot at the Comedy Store on a Friday night, original room at the Comedy Store.
$12, is that what it is?
Well, forget the money. There was like 10 people in the audience. Somebody, then Bill Burr, then me.
Bill Burr's
and then Bobby Lee went up after me.
Bill Burr's good to follow.
Oh, but there's no audience, my point.
Oh.
And it was just horrible.
On Friday night?
Because they opened up the main room and the OR are now open every night.
Really?
So they
right now?
It splits up the Fridays and
I
Saturdays.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I was there last Thursday and it was packed. But only the original room was open.
Right. And so there was just nobody. It was so weird going. I was at the the MGM Garden Arena, then the Greek Theater. Then I was at the OR in front of nobody, and just like the point is they didn't. Hey, so I was on America's Got Talent. I'm the second most talented person in America, and Japanese people. They were like, who the fuck are you? We don't give a fuck. And it's funny going to places where like they don't know who I am. That keeps you funny. Like you don't. It's good.
Yeah.
You want your jokes to be funny because they're funny, not because people know who you are.
Yeah.
But Vegas was always hard for me. Like I've had a lot of bad times.
It's hard for a lot of people. Because you have to, you don't know what audience is in town. Vegas is different than any other city in the world, because a different crowd comes in every week. Like when you go to Columbus, Ohio, the next week Columbus, Ohio is going to be people that live there is going to be there.
Yeah.
So you can't have the same comedian. In Vegas, you can have a run of comedy because it's all different audiences.
Yeah.
So it's a roll of the dice. No pun intended.
Yeah.
That's no pun. That's not even a pun.
Oh.
It's a felch.
That's what a felch is. No. Now you don't have to look it up.
No, look it up. Look it up. You look it up too. Merkin, felch, and what else?
And things that are on Natasha's head.
Oh, babushka?
Babushka?
Babushka is like a Russian thing.
If you put a gun to my mom's head, I wouldn't be able to tell you what a babushka is. I also don't like my mother.
How busty is your mom? What?
I love my mom. Listen,
mister.
It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion in the ocean. I don't know why. I thought that'd be funny, but I was not talking about my mom's boobs. If it was anyone else's boobs, it'd be...
So your mom has like a thing where she does with tassels?
What comedians, when you're starting out, gave you the time of day that meant a lot to you?
W.C. Fields. Davy Crockett. Very funny. Who gave me the time?
He always did the bit with the hat.
Oh, he's killer. Who gave me...
you started in New York, right?
I started in New York. Yeah, started at the Improv in New York, the comic strip. Then went to Catch a Rising Star. But I stayed in the city a lot.
Like, who was like a couple of generations before you that were like?
A couple generations. Well, like the stars would be like Robert Klein and David Brenner, and Richard Lewis, and Seinfeld was, even though we're the same age, was ahead of me. He started like four years ahead of me, so he was pretty big act at the comic strip. Paul Reiser was like an A-B act. He wasn't like an A act. He was like the best of the B guys, but he was good.
Yeah.
But he was kind of new. He was always nice to me. I don't know.
Were you mad about you?
Was I on it?
Yeah.
No,
I wasn't either.
No, I was on his other series called My Two Dads.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, and here's how it pays to be nice to people. This fucking gorgeous girl. There's a thing called Y Cook LA, and you send out at great restaurants delivery. It's such an LA thing.
Yeah.
San Francisco has waiters on wheels, same thing, right? It sounds more like a handicap thing, but like they're gonna roll up to the house. But in LA, this girl comes to the door and she's fucking gorgeous, and I want to make her feel safe. I go, look, you can come in, you can stay out. If you want a bottle of water,
Make her feel really safe.
No, but I don't want to scare her.
Right.
She's a fucking teenage girl. And I'm signing the check, and she goes, I know you. And I'm thinking, well, she probably saw my HBO or whatever bullshit. She goes, really? I would go, really? She goes, yeah, we work together. I said, on what? She goes, I was one of the kids on My Two Dads. I go, holy
what?
shit. Yeah. And so it pays to be nice. And she was so fucking hot. She had like a wife beater Italian T-shirt on. Just perfect, perky tits and beautiful blonde, blue eyes.
What makes this make you sound creepy is that you mentioned she was a teenager.
She wasn't a teenager anymore. Well, she may be at the end of like 19 or something. Not like a 14-year-old.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she was a woman. a young woman. A budding young woman.
She liked her breasts?
Her breasts were perky. I mean, they were like, they just stood straight out without a bra. They were felching.
You're in so many things. Like, I'm new to like people recognizing me. It's very weird, and like it makes me kind of like, because I'm also, the show would just air too, so it's recent for people. But like, sometimes I get like, where do I know you from? And like, I don't want to be like, well, you must have watched America's Got Talent because that's where you saw me. What do you do? Like, do you let them guess or do you suggest things?
No, usually people.
Let me test this out. You're at Chipotle, right? And I walk by Chipotle and I see you inside, and then I'm like, oh, but now we're doing this. This is really important that we act it out. Hey, I know you.
Yeah, you probably do. You recognize me from so many things that it's hard to list. But in alphabetical order, I was on the Andy Griffith Show, the Boy Meets World. I was on Boy Meets World. My biggest credits are according to what age you are. Like Boy Meets World is a demographic like with my nephew on TV Land, 21 years old, 20 years old. That Hey Arnold is another demographic. Seinfeld, of course, is another demographic. So, I appeal to the world.
What episode of Boy Meets World were you on?
I was on the one where Bosco Cellini was a hairdresser, and he was like had this fake Italian accent. I'm a Bosco Cellini. Well, Topanga, get in the chair. I cut through your hair. She's a beautiful girl. And then the kid says to me, Savage,
Yeah.
He goes, look, Bosco, we know you're from Brooklyn or South Philly or something. I go, all right, what's up, kid? What do you want? So he completely changed. But that was fun.
I just met Winnie Lehman and her husband produced that show.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, wrote it on it. So.
Wow. It really holds up.
Oh, they just brought it back. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I heard. And she was a great kid. They were great kids. I mean, I had so much fun that week with them.
Topanga
and the two boys.
Yeah.
They were just really nice kids. Really just like no attitude, just enjoying it. Which you love to see, Like I remember one time I was on the Tonight Show. Gary Shandling was the host, and he was miserable, And I love Gary, but he's like, I fucking hate this. He's hitting the pencil during the break. I go, you're hosting the Tonight Show. What the fuck else do you want out of life as a comedian?
Yeah,
I hate this. Part of his great, brilliant comedy is his miserableness, and boy, was it shining
That's
that
real.
night. Huh?
It's real though.
Yeah, it's real.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
It always scared me. I never wanted to be. My biggest role models were like, I don't want to be like that guy. I don't want to be like that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hanging out at the Improv, it was weird seeing so many people who I thought like were like superstars, and or who were, but seeing how miserable they are. You think they have everything, but they have nothing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cliche. But like I learned that early on. Like,
Oh yeah. I've had friends that are movie stars that are bitching because somebody else had a big movie out, even though they've had big movies out. One time I met this friend of mine had a yacht, and they came up to Sag Harbor to see me in Long Island. And he goes, if you like my yacht, you ought to see Jack's, his friend. I go, well, fucking, you got yachts. Once you got the word yacht in your daily vocabulary, you kind of made it. You know, they're having a pissing contest over whose yacht was better.
it's never good enough.
What the fuck? And I said to the guy, I said, you're a billionaire? He goes, yeah. He goes, I said, what's the coolest thing you ever did with all the money? Like the coolest fuck you money. He goes, one time I got thrown out of a strip club, and on Monday morning, it was a Friday night, on Monday morning I went and bought it, and I fired the bouncers. That's pretty funny, you know.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, man, it was great having you on.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. We'll do it again. To be continued. Look up those words. That's your assignment.
All right, cool.
Thank you, Taylor Williamson.
Felcher. You're my favorite felcher that's ever felched, by the way.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
Each time that I think of you, I get distracted by something more interesting. Whoa, people say I'm